As a dev, reading code is so important to figuring out how something should be implemented. Today, I'm super excited to announce a brand new suite of Resend examples for just about every SDK and framework you can imagine. You can see here we've got stuff for Astro and Bun and .NET, Elixir, Express, Go, Hono, Java, the list goes on. Now, these aren't just simple examples. In fact, if I jump inside like this Next.js one, for instance, I can pick between JavaScript and TypeScript. So maybe I'll jump into TypeScript here, and you can see that underneath the source folder, I've got examples for just about everything. So if I jump into the app, you'll see we've got stuff for audiences, how to use better auth, how to use CID attachments, a contact form, domains, how to use double opt-in, for instance. And all of this is kind of filled with our Resend knowledge. Now we're adding to this, we're making sure that these actually do reflect how we want to build. But here you can see I've got this subscribe route that I can use to then verify that somebody has subscribed. And again, we've got all the examples the way that we would typically do this, along with code that you can actually read and interact with yourself. Now, how would you actually use this in a real project? The starting point probably is going to be our docs. So you can come over here, you're looking at Next.js, for instance, and you scroll down, and now at the bottom of each of these, we have example links that jump out to that monorepo. Or let's say you're building in Rust and you want to know, are there examples for scheduling? Well, there are, and you can just click inside here. It will take you directly there. And then you can start to actually look at the code, see how you would implement this in your own application based on what we have here. Now, again, you can jump back out here now that I've seen this scheduled one in Rust, and I see there's a bunch of other ones here as well. Maybe I want to use templates within Resend and Rust. And again, I have the full example here. Of course, many of us are using agents to build, so you can also just pass this example code to your agent and say, hey, I want to implement something just like this within my own application. Now, you may have seen that we also just released a bunch of agent skills, one for email best practices, one for Resend skills, and one for React email if you happen to be templating out emails with React email. And all of this as well can be applied by your agent, and you can also combine the two. Maybe you give it an example and all these agent email skills, and between these two things, your agent can kind of do what it needs to do. Well, check out the repo below, and you can also, of course, look at all the individual examples for your framework or SDK of choice. Let us know how we can improve these, make them better, and allow you to build faster with Resend. Thanks, we'll catch you in the next one. Happy emailing.